Hello and welcome to the 2 hour social success system. I'm so happy that you have made it here to this training. My hope is that by listening to this short and sweet training that you will be able to take your social media content, really break it down, really simplify it, and create social media content that actually grows your business in just 2 hours per week. So many times on social media, we see all of the tips and the tricks and the things that we hear that we should and shouldn't be doing. And it can really become a lot of noise. And instead of it helping us, it can actually hinder us by making us feel completely overwhelmed and stuck. Have you ever felt that way before? I know I have felt that way before, especially when I was in the beginning stages of growing my business. I didn't need to know all of the nitty gritty marketing terms and all of the fancy things. I just needed someone to tell me what I should do step by step. Like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And it took me a long time to figure it out. But this is the exact formula that I follow each and every week to grow my business on social media. Okay. And really, it takes you 2 hours. If you do the things, if you sit down, if you follow the system, it should not take you more than 2 hours. It might actually take you less than 2 hours once you get in the swing of things and you get used to doing things this way. Okay. But this is the exact system, like I said, that I use that has helped me to grow my Instagram, sell digital products. I make daily sales. I make multiple six figures on social media alone with this strategy. So let's get into it. First of all, I want to welcome you. If you don't know anything about me, my name is Bree. I am a wife and mom of three. That's me and my husband there in one of our favorite places on earth ever, Rosemary Beach, Florida. We've been going there the last couple of years on couples trips with our friends, and it's just the best. It makes me so happy. So that is us. And for me, family and business mesh together. I'm not really a fan of the home life and business life being separate, or saying this is my home life, this is my business life, this is my work life. They mesh together. And especially as women and as moms, we have so many things going on, right? And we have priorities and we have kids, and we can't just drop everything in order to grow our business. So my purpose in the content that I put out there, in the resources that I provide, are really to empower women to grow their businesses without sacrificing the things in their life that are important to them, i.e., your family, right? So that you can create the life of your dreams, so that you can truly be present with your family, be present with your kids, go to the park, go fun places, go to their soccer games, right? Be there for dinner, pick them up at school while your business is growing and working for you. It's really all about systems. And this 2 hour social success system is just one of those systems that I teach. But I'm so happy to be a part of your journey, so grateful and thankful that you're here. But let's dive right into the formula. Okay, so this is the formula that I want you to follow each and every week. Okay, and the first line is assess your goals. Okay, attraction content, nurture content, and convert content. The second line kind of describes the format that I want your content to actually follow. So I don't want you to worry about that so much. We're going to go through each and every one of these things one at a time. But I want to kind of give you the overview of what the formula looks like. Okay. And the first one is assess your goals. Okay. And assess your focus. Believe it or not, this is something that most people skip. Most people do not sit down and think about the purpose behind their social media content. Okay. They're so scrambled. They're so overwhelmed that they're just like, oh my gosh, I need to put something out there. What's trending? This person posted that. Maybe I could do something like that. I'll kind of follow suit and just throw something up. And you just kind of like barf content out there, right? Just like throwing spaghetti at the wall to see if it'll stick, right? We want to have intention behind our content. We want to have purpose purpose behind our content. If you're trying to grow a business, if you're trying to sell products, your purpose is to grow. Your purpose is to sell, to make money, right? So you need to have an attention and a focus. So I want you to sit down, get out a notebook once a week. I like to do this on Sundays. I usually just do this. I've gotten this down where this literally takes me 5 minutes, but I sit down after my kids are asleep and I think, okay, what is my focus this week in my business? What's kind of like happening in my business, right? What things do I have coming up? Have you been working on creating a lead magnet? Have you been working on a product? Do you have a product launch coming up? Are you working on filling up your email list? Is there a product that you really want to push and you want to maybe run a promo? Like all different kinds of things, right? That would be your focus. And you can think about this both on the back end and the front end of your business, right? Like if you're really focusing hard on creating your digital product, building out your funnels, things like that, maybe your social media content is going to be a little lighter, but I still want you to show up on social media, especially when you're in that building stage, because that's really when you can work on building your audience, connecting with people, building that trust factor, getting people on your email list with your freebie, right? So I don't want you to neglect your social media when you're in that building stage, but take note if it's a week where you're building heavy, maybe scale back a little bit, still post, but maybe just, 2 posts for the week or something like that. Okay. So think about like kind of what is the purpose behind your content. Okay. Like if I know that I'm launching a product this week, my strategy and the content that I'm posting is going to be very different than if it's a week where I'm just working on nurturing my list or getting more people on my email list, right? It's going to look different. So assess your focus, be intentional, think about what's going on in your business for the week and just write those things down on your notebook so you kind of have them in front of you. And I would try to like narrow it down. If you like write down a bunch of stuff, maybe you need to take some things off of your plate for the week. Like that's a good like time to assess, okay, maybe this is too much, right? Try to keep it to like just a couple things for the week because we definitely don't want to confuse your audience. Okay. So, that popped ahead a little bit. Okay, so attraction content. This is the first one that I want to talk about. And if you are a newer business owner, if you have a newer Instagram account, if you are creating something new, if you're in the beginning stages of anything, you really want to focus on attraction content because this is how you're going to get more people in front of you. Okay, so attraction content is these types of content. Okay, it generates leads, so it gets new people into your world. Okay, it could solve a pain point or answer a specific question. Okay, or it could be thought-provoking. It could be like a truth bomb kind of a thing, or it shows your authority and shows your knowledge. So really what I want you to think about here, I'm trying to not get into too many like social media marketing terms because I want to keep this as simple as possible. But the overarching idea and thought that I want you to have in your head is how can I use my content to attract my ideal customer? Okay, if you have the Passive Profit Playbook, you know already about your ideal customer, kind of what their pain points are. What are the things that they're looking for? How can I attract them to me, right? What are the things that they are out there looking for? And if you've done keyword research, which is also in the Passive Profit Playbook, use those keywords, right? Like the things that they're searching for. Okay, so for example, let's say that I am a woman who has a guide, a PDF guide that I'm creating, and I am trying to teach busy moms how to start a garden because a lot of moms want to have fresh organic produce at home, feed their family, healthier food. But they feel like they don't have time and they have no idea where to start. Okay, so I'm creating a guide on like gardening 101 for busy moms, let's say. Okay, I'm just totally making this up. So how would I attract those people, right? What kind of pain point would I be able to solve? And I don't want you to just say the pain point. I want you to solve the pain point. Okay. I want you to answer a specific question. So what if I don't know anything about gardening? What if I have a small backyard? What if I don't have much free time? Like those questions, okay? There's a piece of content right there. Each question can be its own piece of content. Okay. Thought provoking. Have you ever thought about starting your own garden? Did you know that you could start your own garden and manage it in 2 hours per week? I don't know if that's true or not, because I don't garden, but truth bomb. Did you know that people who have homegrown gardens are 50% more likely to be happy and content? I'm making up these stats, but right, some kind of truth bomb, right? Something that shows your authority and knowledge, okay? Showcase your knowledge as a gardener, okay? Give them some tips, give them some tricks, okay? Now, I'm not a huge fan of tips and tricks content on Instagram, because I think it attracts a lot of freebie seekers and a lot of people who are just there for the tips and tricks, and they're never going to buy from you, okay? But get them thinking about your offer. Don't present your offer, but thinking about how what you have to offer can help them. Okay, so that's attraction content. And like when you're in the beginning stages, you really want the majority of your content to be this type of attraction content, so that you can get new people into your world. So think about their pain points. Think about what they're looking for. Think about the result that they want, and use your content to attract them in that way. And I have a spreadsheet that I will give you access to that has lots of ideas for calls to action and things like that. We'll talk about that a little bit later in this training. Okay, so the next kind is nurture content. Okay, this is the second thing that I want you to focus on, especially if you are newer. Okay, this would be like the second priority. Okay, is nurture content. This is where so attraction content is like someone doesn't follow you, they see your content, they see that you post a lot about the same subject, about gardening, so then they follow you. Okay, you gained a new follower. Now you want to nurture that follower. Okay, you want to grow a connection with them. You want to build trust with them. Okay, so this is where you want to create even more highly valuable content. Okay, where you don't need to give away the whole scheme of what you have to offer or what's in your guide, but give them some value. Give them some kind of tip that they could maybe take away and use. Okay, so one could be, hey, did you know that if you spray your leaves with this, you won't have aphids crawling all over your vegetables, right? Like something like that would be helpful for them, but also showcases your expertise at the same time, right? Like a lot of pieces of content are multi-purpose. Okay. Also, opinions and Me Too moments. I do this a lot in my business. Like just the fact that I'm a mom, it's easy for me to attract other moms, because it's like, have you ever been so busy trying to grow your business but you have no time, right? Or you're feeling frustrated and overwhelmed, or you want to have more time with your kids. Or opinions, like a huge opinion of mine is you don't have to choose between growing a successful business and being a present mom. You can have both. Okay, that's a strong statement. That's an opinion, and that's going to attract people to me and make them engage with me even more. Okay, in the nurture stage is really where you want to really stir up that engagement. Ask questions. Okay, ask questions in your reels, ask questions in your stories, to try to start conversations. Okay, and as you're going through this, feel free in your notebook just to write down, like brain dump, everything that you can think of that is along these lines. Okay, and then connection, your story, vulnerability, relational content. Okay, people love hearing your story. I feel like I'm always telling my story, and I still get messages from people asking me what my story is, how I started, like how did I get to where I am now? People love to hear that. Okay. Share vulnerability, share the struggles, like share some of the going with the garden example, like, like my tomato plants died. I didn't do this right, or whatever, right? Or I had a frustrating day and I didn't have time to go do what I wanted to do in the garden today, but that's okay because, I have a system set up to help me do gardening as a busy mom and I can do this later or whatever, right? I maybe should have picked an example subject that I know a little bit more about because I don't know that more about gardening. So if you are a gardener listening to this, sorry if I am wrong with any of this. Okay. But do you get what I'm saying? Like relational content, think about how you connect with your friends. Okay. If someone is coming to you, you want them to be like, oh, me too. Like, me too, me too, me too. Let's say, like, have you ever been like somewhere where, let's say a wedding or some type of gathering where there's a lot of people, but then you kind of gather in small groups of people and you overhear kind of another little cluster of people talking about something else. It's kind of like that, where it's like, oh, are you talking about gardening? I love gardening. Like for me, it'd be like, oh, are you talking about social media marketing? Because I love social media marketing. You're kind of like opening up the door for your customers or your followers to be like, oh yeah, me too. Okay. So that's nurture content. Okay. And then the third is conversion content. Okay. And this is the content that you do more when you get into the launch phase. And then after you launch your product, you want to do this, I would say 25% of your content. Okay. You don't want to be hard selling all the time. Your audience will get sick of that really fast. But the cool thing is you can make your nurture content and your attract content. It all leads up to the sale. Okay. This is all a part of the sale process. Even without having a hard sale, because they find you on Instagram, they find you on social media, right? And then they follow you, they get to know you, they start to like you, they start to trust you, and then ultimately they purchase from you. Okay. So the things that really drive the most conversion are testimonials and results. Okay. And I go so hard on this. Follow me on Instagram, you guys. Like, I don't care if you don't copy my content word for word, but use it as a template, okay? Because the content that I'm putting out there is optimized, okay? I've been doing this for a long time, and there's a reason why it works. And there's a reason why I get lots of daily sales for my digital products, okay? So take note from what I'm doing, okay? But I go heavy on customer results, and part of the method that I use to get customer testimonials is I'm reaching out. I'm talking to my people. I'm always saying DM me, okay? And I'm not on my phone all the time either. I take a couple pockets of time throughout the day to respond to messages. And when you're in the beginning stages, making that a priority will truly set you apart from everyone else, because a lot of people aren't doing that. I can't even tell you how many people message me every week that say, I messaged so-and-so, I messaged so-and-so, I messaged this coach, and no one ever responds to me. Thank you so much for responding to me. Okay. It makes a huge difference. But ask them, how's it going? Like, how are you doing? You can set up email automations that send emails out to your customers to ask for testimonials. Okay. And then ask them for permission. Say, hey, can I screenshot this and share it in my stories? Share that in your stories, and then create a highlight bubble called testimonials. Okay. Then people who come to your page can always see the testimonials. That makes a massive difference. And this isn't a deep dive into overall like Instagram optimization strategy. That's in the laid back growth lab. But for this, or specifically talking about your content that you're producing, your videos, your reels, things like that. Okay. But use those testimonials, and you can put testimonials in your reels in lots of different ways. Okay. Also, objection busting. So think about the objections that your ideal customer might have and bust them, like bust them through the window. That's an awesome objection busting is one of the easiest things to use in a reel because of the call to action. So like objection busting for me, the biggest objection is I have no idea what to sell. So I really focus on trying to educate people that you don't have to be an expert. You just have to help someone get from point A to point B, right? I help you I try to point out in the playbook, I take you from clueless to having an amazing idea, right? So think about the objections that they have and bust them in your content. And then promotional content, kind of highlighting your framework, right? Whatever you have some kind of process or framework or structure in your digital product, right? So highlight that. Like for me, I highlight this takes you through step by step. It's mapped out over 30 days. You get an assignment every day. You don't have to worry about it. I give you email templates. I give you worksheets, like just kind of highlighting your framework, why it works, why it's better than other things, and why it's so awesome. Okay. Okay, so this is what I showed earlier for the growth focus formula, okay? And really everything I'm talking about on here, I am focused on talking about reels. You can also do all of this on TikTok, okay? Because they're kind of one and the same. But if you are wanting to grow your business, you have to do reels. I rarely ever do carousel posts. And I don't want to say have to, okay? Because I know there are people out there that simply do static posts and carousel posts that do grow. But I'm sharing what's worked for me. And statistically, with the algorithm, the way that it works is reels get in front of more new eyes than any other piece of content. So if you are new, and even if you're not, I would try to focus as much as you can on reels. And you don't have to dance in front of the camera. You literally can throw up a 4-second clip of the sunset with some text. Okay. And with the right text, it will have a massive impact. Okay. So this is the growth formula for video content. Okay. For reels. Okay. This is what you want on your reel every time you post a reel. Okay. You want a headline that stops the scroll, an attention grabbing headline that stops the scroll. Okay. And I have a spreadsheet full of ideas. Okay. It's inside the Passive Profit Playbook, but I will also attach it to the notes of this video so you have access to it. Use those. Okay. Those are really great to grab attention, and you want that on the screen right away at the beginning of the video. Okay. So 3 steps to this. Why you're struggling with this, how I got this result, right? Like I have a reel currently that's going viral on Instagram, and the beginning of it says, I wonder if this, or maybe if I create a digital product, I can help pay for our groceries, right? That's like the hook, right? That's the thing that stops the scroll. And then they watch it and it says, doubles household income with digital product, right? Like, whoa, like I just wanted to pay for my groceries, but now I'm doubling my household income. Obviously, that's a big result driven reel, right? But stop the scroll with something. Use those examples, okay? And then provide value on the screen, even if it's just a little bit. I don't love it. This is just my personal opinion. It does work for people, but I don't love it when people will say, top 5 secrets to a happier marriage. Read the caption, right? And there's nothing on the screen. Okay. That's a little bit annoying because you're really not giving them the value in the video. Okay. So what I would say, how I would do that is I would say top 5 tips for a happier marriage. I don't even remember what I said. Is that what I just said? We're moving on anyways. Okay. Let's just say top 5 tips for a happier marriage. Okay. And then boom, I put all 5 up like quick for 2 seconds, right? This 5 is probably a lot for a reel. I would try to stick to 3. And then you put the call to action. Read the caption for more, okay? And then at the top of my caption, the first line of my caption, this is the teaser, okay? People miss this because when you're watching the reel, when you're watching the video, you can see the first line of text in the caption. So I'll always put another teaser there, like, here's why this works. And like something that would get them to read more and click it and read the caption. Look at all my content. Like I said, take notes from my content. I do this on all of my reels, okay? So stop the scroll with the headline, provide a little bit of value on the screen, okay? Put the call to action on the screen and then the teaser and the caption. That's literally it, you guys. That is literally it. That is the formula. Don't overthink it. Don't like get all stuck in your head. Just use that formula on your video content and it will help you so much, okay? And then in the caption, just explain a little bit more about what you're selling or whatever you're talking about. Just give it a little bit more context, okay? And then you can put another call to action at the bottom of your caption if you want, depending on what the goal of your post is, right? If you're trying to like get some conversation stirred up, you can say, let me know this in the caption. What are your thoughts? You can ask a question. A lot of times if I'll say, hey, if you want to learn more about this, comment playbook and I'll send you the link to my playbook. And I have an automation set up in ManyChat. We're not deep diving into that, but we do deep dive into that into the Laid Back Growth Lab, but ManyChat, ManyChat. That's a great automation software. That's how I get people their links really fast, right? Like they can comment playbook, they can get the link, and now they have the information that they're looking for, and I didn't have to manually send that to them. I can still go and have a conversation with them, but they got the information that they needed. So this is what I want you to do, okay? At least 3 posts a week, okay? 3 posts a week, focusing on one of these categories, okay? It would be great if you're only posting 3 times a week, I would do one of each, 1 attraction, 1 nurture, 1 conversion, okay? If you're not selling anything yet, then just do an attract post, a nurture post, and another attract post, right? And like I said, go to that spreadsheet. I'll give you access to it. It's a planning worksheet, so it helps you to plan out your posts. You can put the things in there that I'm talking about here. You put your call to action in there that stops the scroll. And it makes it really, really easy, okay? But here's what I want you to do. Like I just said, 3 posts, okay? Use primarily attraction and nurture if you're in the beginning, and then use more promotional if you're like in the middle of a launch, okay? Then you want to do heavy promotional. And here's a huge tip that a lot of people don't do. And a lot of people are like, I don't want to do this because I don't want to be on my phone all the time. This will help keep you from being on your phone all the time. And it might take a little bit to get into the habit of it, but take B-roll, okay? And B-roll means just clips of things. And I know you might think my life is boring. Nobody wants to see it. Yes, they do. There's a reason why people like reality TV, okay? See what I'm doing on my posts, see what other people are doing. You don't have to do dances and fancy transitions. I actually think the simple stuff is better. So take a 4-second clip of you sitting at your desk, a 4-second clip of you in your garden, a 4-second clip of you in the car, doing the dishes, doing the laundry, you playing with your kids, like literally anything. It almost is irrelevant what's in the video. What's relevant is what's on the screen, okay? That's what I'll do. And usually I'll pick a trending audio and just slap a trending audio on there because it does help. I should have put that there on the slide. Pick a trending audio. That's easy to do on Instagram. You just scroll for a couple seconds. The trending audios have a little arrow sign next to it when you're looking at a reel. Just put a trending audio on there. And I've gotten to the point now where I have B-roll clips saved in my phone. So I take them throughout the week. I save them to a little B-roll folder. And then when it's time to make a reel, I pull up the B-roll. Okay. I pull up my little planning spreadsheet. I know what call to action I'm going to use. Like I know what headline I'm going to use. And I just create it really, really fast. Okay. This will save you so much time. And this might take you a little bit to get used to like doing, right? If you're used to kind of posting on the fly and not really thinking ahead of time. But once you get into the swing of things, it makes it so simple. And I post reels daily now, not because I have to, but because I want to, because it almost becomes a game and it becomes something you enjoy when people start to come to you, when you're providing them with value, when you're nurturing them and you're you're growing those connections, it truly creates community, and the connection is fun. It's so fulfilling knowing that you're helping people with your process and with your products. Okay. And like I said, don't stress about what your call to action is going to be. Don't stress about what you're going to say in your headline to stop the scroll. That worksheet that I give you gives you tons of examples. Follow my lead, look at my account, but don't spend too much time. You can look at other niche accounts that are similar to yours to get ideas and inspiration, but please don't overdo it. It really can be a trap where you get stuck scrolling for hours, wasting time, and you've done nothing. Then it makes you get more in your head and you start comparing yourself to them. The best thing I ever did to grow my business on social media was stay in my lane and post the thoughts that I have and post the things that I'm excited about and just be real and authentic and put my blinders on. And I'm just going to connect with people. I'm going to serve them with my knowledge. That's when things really started to explode for me. Okay. So don't get too stuck in the like searching for inspiration rut. Okay. And then repurposing content. Okay. This is really gold. And this is why I love Reels, because Reels serve as the perfect foundation for content that can be repurposed throughout multiple platforms. So what I do is I'll download before I post, okay, before I actually push publish on my reel, I'll download it to my phone. Okay, so I have it on my phone. Then I'll upload it to TikTok. It's not that much extra work. It's literally the exact same video. Okay. And I have my Instagram connected to my Facebook. So every time I post a reel or a post, it automatically publishes to Facebook. So I don't have to touch Facebook at all. Okay. And then what you can also do if you're implementing Pinterest strategy is you can post your reel as an idea pin. So you just go into Pinterest, you click new pin and then idea pin, and then you put the link to your Instagram reel, and that's it. It pulls up the caption and everything. It's so easy. Okay. And then what I like to do is I like to take maybe the content or the ideas from one of my Instagram posts for the week, and I use that as the base for my email. So I'll kind of take note of which posts gained the most traction, which stirred up the most conversation, and I'll use that as the base from my weekly email to my followers, to my email list. So I'm not coming up with something separate to send an email. It's already there. Okay. And this is all within 2 hours, which is so awesome. Okay. That's really the basis of it. The key is really to not overthink things. Serve your audience. That's what you're here to do. You're here to serve your audience. Show up and ask yourself, how can I serve them? When you're looking at these 3 categories, ask yourself, how can I attract them? What are they looking for? Okay. And then nurture. How can I help them? How can I go a little bit deeper? Like if a friend was like, help me with this, and you're helping your friend, how are you helping them? How are you connecting with them, right? How are you getting to know them a little bit better, okay? And then conversion content. Why is your thing so great, okay? And I want you to know, like we could talk about this all day long because there's so much that goes into Instagram strategy. And that is why I created the Laid Back Growth Lab. Okay. So if you want to learn more deep dive specifically about not just what to post and doing it within 2 hours, but if you want to know how to make your entire Instagram flow become optimized for sales, including your highlight bubbles, strategy for your stories, for your links in your bio, the words in your bio, all of those things, you're going to want to hop on the Laid Back Growth Lab, okay? Because this is where I'm spilling all of my strategy on Instagram that I have used to increase my reach by almost 600% in the last 90 days, okay? Using these exact strategies. And like I said, that what I just showed you is the exact posting strategy that I use, okay? But to have optimal success, there's other elements of your Instagram that you want all working together in sync. And so we go through all of that in the Laid Back Growth Lab. It's so much fun. I get so excited about it because truly it's life changing. I generate over $10,000 a month consistently, mostly coming from Instagram. So if you want to hop on the Growth Lab, there will be more information about it around this video. Depending on the time that you're watching this, it may still be in the pre-launch phase, or it will be out and ready for you to jump in on. So just check the information that's around this video. But that's an option if you want to go deeper into Instagram strategy. But I hope that this has been so super successful or so super helpful for you. And I know that if you can implement these things, if you can take this time, 2 hours a week, this can be a game changer for your social media strategy and ultimately for the growth of your business. If you have any questions at all or concerns, reach out to me at Brie@BrieGroves.com. Follow me on Instagram at Brie Groves, BrieGroves. I'd love to chat with you. Let me know that you watched this and how helpful it was for you as you're implementing the 2-hour success system. Take a screenshot, share it in your stories, and tag me. I would love to see how it's helping you streamline things. At the end of the day, don't overthink it. That's what I tell all my students. When you get overwhelmed, take a deep breath and say, who am I serving and how can I serve them today? At the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to, okay? I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm so proud of you for taking the time to grow your business. I know that the best is yet to come for you, and I will talk to you soon.